Welcome back to my channel. It's Coach Kathy Richardson and I've got another recipe for you. So many of you are missing chips and crackers and pretzels and all those salty crunchy things on your weight loss journey. Well, I've got an awesome recipe for you and it's from IEatBirdFood.com, and she makes 3-ingredient almond crackers, and these have been a part of our diet for quite some time because they're so fast, they're so easy, and you control the ingredients. So I'm going to show you how to make them right now. And if you like this video and more of these little recipe ideas, go ahead and hit subscribe so that you don't miss out on any new recipe videos. So whenever I get all this stuff out, I like to make more than one batch, because if I'm going to haul all this out, I may as well be able to have more than just like a serving once in a while. So I'm going to make 2 different kinds today. One kind is going to be my beloved everything but the bagel seasoning, because that just tastes so good with these crackers with the nutty almondy crunch. But dill pickle's having a moment. It's been having a moment for a little while, but it isn't going anywhere. So I thought I would take the popcorn seasoning for dill pickle and try sprinkling my crackers with that so we can have dill pickle almond crackers. So this recipe is so easy, so fast. It's 1 cup of almond flour. And it's going to go right into bowl number 1 and bowl number 2. You guys know me, I don't always measure, but sometimes for baking things like this, I do measure. So we've got 1 cup each. And then we're going to go in with 1 tablespoon of flaxseed. And the flax is going to keep these, and lets it absorb the water that we're about to put in next. So it just kind of acts like a binding agent, basically. And it's going to give a little bit of protein, and flax is very healthy for us, and some good fiber too. So in the one that's going to have everything but the bagel, I'm also going to add nutritional yeast. So speaking of products that are having a moment, this guy is too, and for good reason. This is a great source of your B vitamins, but it tastes like cheese. It really tastes like Parmesan cheese. It even has a little bit of a nutty, cheesy smell too. So in my everything bagel crackers, I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons of that, and it's just going to add some nutrition and, like I said, that cheesy bite, because I love cheese and onion and garlic, and that's what everything but the bagel seasoning has in it too. So that was probably just a good tablespoon there. And before I add my water, I'm just going to stir that all up so there isn't just a clump randomly of the bagel seasoning or of the nutritional yeast. Oh, this smells so good already. I cannot wait to try this cracker. It's always fun trying new recipes for you guys, just so that I might even put a little bit of this right in the cracker too. But it's fun trying these recipes for you guys so you can know whether these little concoctions of mine actually worked or if they didn't. I've been batting 1,000 lately though. It seems like a lot of these recipes have just been working out, and I'm so grateful, because it's awesome to not feel denied, because if you're not feeling denied, then you're going to stay on plan. And we know that time and consistency is key to weight loss and weight maintenance. So we've got 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. Ooh, I can smell that pickle stuff now that got wet. 3 tablespoons. And 1, 2, 3. And that's it. We're already, like, that's the batter. These are so fast. And it might seem like it's not going to come together, but it will. You just want kind of a dryish dough. And where that had the nutritional yeast, I actually am going to add 1 additional tablespoon of water. Just for this guy. You can even kind of knead your hands, and that flax you're going to feel is kind of slimy feeling, but that's actually what you want to do. That means that it's absorbing the moisture and it's doing what it's supposed to. And that one's already done. Now I'm going to go in here to our dill pickle guy. Stir that up. It really should have the consistency of wet sand, or if your kids love that stupid kinetic sand stuff like mine did. My land, I was scraping that off the floor for months. But that's what it should feel like. It's just like wet beach sand. That's how you know you've got the right consistency. Get it all off your fingers. My hands are clean. I didn't even lick them first, so you're in luck. Or I should say Chris is in luck. He's the one that's going to eat these besides me. Ooh, it gets sticky. So what we're going to do next is we're going to roll it out between 2 pieces of parchment paper. And that's actually what we're going to end up baking it on too, so you're not wasting it. And we'll go ahead and just plop all this down. This is our dill pickle guy. Get every last little bit. Almond flour is not cheap, and neither is flaxseed, so you want to make sure you get every last little grain. And then I just kind of take my hands and I make the beginnings of a rectangle. It does not need to be perfect, but it just sort of helps you in the rolling out phase. And we're going to roll these out to maybe between 1/4 and 1/8 of an inch thick. You don't need to get your ruler out and be that strict with it, but just fairly thin. They're a cracker and you want them to be crispy, so fairly thin. Now, I forgot my rolling pin out in our business, so I'm going to use a wine bottle. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can actually use a wine bottle. And this is a great little hack. And I'm just going to roll one way, and I'm going to roll the other way. Keep rolling it. Again, it does not need to be perfect, but if your layers are uniform, they're going to cook more evenly and you won't have burnt ends and raw middles, because that is not good either. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to go just a little thinner. I think it looks like we're getting there. It's unreal how easy it is to do with this wine bottle too. That looks good. So I don't know if you can tell the thickness or thinness, but you get the general idea. Now she uses a pizza cutter, and I'm just looking here. I don't know if I see my pizza cutter, so I will just use this guy instead. So now you just want to make even, uniform slices, because again, if they're even, they're going to cook more evenly and you won't have raw and burnt pieces. And I like basically just your basic 1-inch cracker. And these actually hold up to dip. They're so good with cheese. Cheese and crackers, when I first did low carb the first time before we knew all these cool hacks existed, that was something I really missed a lot. So I was super happy when recipes like these came out. And I definitely put them to the test with dip and with crackers, and they hold up for sure. You know, it's the holiday season right now, so there's lots of parties, and sometimes I'll even take my own crackers with me just because I want to be, you know, not messing up my diet with something foolish. Like regular crackers have lots of hydrogenated oil in them and a lot of like bad fats. They're just, you know, they taste all right, but they're not the best for you. So sometimes it's not only about weight loss or weight maintenance, it's about health and the quality of your ingredients. So I have all those scored, and what you can do is take a chopstick, or if you have the end of your spoon, if you want them to really look like a cracker or like Cheez-Its, you can go ahead and you can dot the middle and put those little circles right in the center. They don't do anything to the baking of the cracker or to the texture or anything like that. This is purely for aesthetics. But if you want to be a little bougie and have your crackers look fancy, then put some holes in them. I'm not going to bother to do all of them just so we can not be here all night. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide this over, and then I'm going to put my everything bagel and cheese mixture down here. Ooh, these really smell cheesy the more this is sit. So I'm going to roll these out just like the other guy. Then they go into a 350-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. And you should see a little bit of a color change. They should look golden brown and kind of toasty. So I'm going to pop them in the oven, and then we're going to come back and we're going to try a taste test and see which one reigns supreme, either the cheese and everything bagel or the dill pickle. We'll see. We'll be right back. And we're back. These are out of the oven. I've let them cool a little bit. And the dill pickle ones, you can see I did dust with the dill pickle popcorn seasoning right out of the oven, and it's sticking to it very, very well. So I'm super happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and give these a try, and we'll just see how they are. So I'm going to try Old Faithful first, which is the everything but the bagel. But this is the first time I've added the nutritional yeast, so I'm going to see if there's a difference. Yeah, okay. I do get the cheese. I'm hungry. These are good. So they're definitely nutty. And if you're a wheat thin fan, you're going to love these. The flaxseed almost gives them like that toasty whole wheat flavor, but there's no wheat in these. These are completely gluten-free. So, but always check the ingredients on anything extra, like the additions, like the everything bagel seasoning or the dill popcorn seasoning. I'm not sure if those are gluten-free, but if you're doing just the flax and the almond meal and the water, they're totally gluten-free. So these are excellent. I definitely give these like a 9 out of 10. So we're gonna go try the dill pickle. And what a great substantial cracker. I'm not sure if you guys can really appreciate how nice of a cracker these are. And I do think the little holes are worth doing because it just makes them a little prettier. So I'm gonna take a bite of the dill pickle and let's see how these are. It's surprisingly not overpowering. That powder can be quite strong when you put it on your popcorn, but mixed in with the dough and the crispy wheatiness of it, it really works. And so my favorite way to have it is with the cheese and cracker. I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah. Oh, I love these. I hope you've been enjoying all of these little keto hacks or bariatric friendly meals or diabetic friendly meals. These are really good for anybody who's just trying to reduce their trans fat exposure, reduce their high omega-6, highly oleic acid exposure, reduce your gluten exposure, and not feel denied. You guys have heard me say a bunch of times, I love my 80% foods that I eat 80% of the time that keep me at my maintenance goal. And I love my 20%, which looks nothing like my 80%, but it's eating stuff like this that makes me love my 80%. And I want you to love it too. So be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss when I have more delicious treats like these. Bye.